yesterday's fun-filled evening and the jet lag. I think you guys are again back to the business. I guess this presentation, basically what I'm going to cover, because most of us have been doing only endpoint security business, but there are more opportunities now coming in for the products like EDR and cloud sandboxing and all. So my main focus today would be on the enterprise products, what we have to offer from ESET side. So again, before I start, special thanks to ISOTA team and of course our distributors, Technobyte, Hari and Prashant here. We have got our B2C distributor, Mr. Manoj Patel from Amity is also there, and few of our major partners like Technosphere and all. So thanks for all your support, guys, and let's start the presentation. So I'd like to start with ESET. So ESET is basically leading endpoint security company from Europe, which has got global presence. The beauty of the product is basically combining our multi-layer technology and global experts, security experts what we have. We are able to deliver solutions which are helping our partners, our customers globally to secure their network. The most important part, the ESET is, it's a private company. It is not dependent on the investors, and that's why it has got liberty to focus on the development of the technology, and where the main focus is on the customer protection. So this is our global presence. We have got 22 offices globally. Recently we started our operations in Pune, India to support our customers and partner network. So currently we have got pre-sales and post-sales support, which is being given from the Pune office. So this number shows ESET's presence globally. We have a tie-up with Google Chrome. So the total number is around 600 million users which are using ESET technology when they are using Chrome browser. So that's why you can understand how we are basically supporting, because when a giant like Google, which ties hands with ESET, because the technology security is definitely there, and also it gives an advantage in a sense that as an endpoint product, we also got the visibility of the latest threats which are coming in basically from various regions globally. This is, I would like to highlight this revenues what we have in APJ, which we cover Japan also in Asia Pacific. So ESET is at the number 4 position, and the major revenue is coming from the B2B, particularly in the SMB space. This is like the total strength of people globally what we have. So we started in 1987 with just 2 people, like 2 developers, so around 32 years back. Then the company was formed in Slovakia, or then Czechoslovakia. So our headquarters is at Bratislava, which is capital of Slovakia. Now there are around 1400 plus people working in ESET, and the major focus is on the R&D part. So almost close to like 1/3 employees are focusing on the R&D part. We have plans to add more 300 people in near future. ESET invests a lot in R&D, almost 66% of the revenues have been invested back on the research and development, because that is our core focus. This is very important to have the customer satisfaction, because when we talk about endpoint security, which is backbone of any organization when it comes to securing their network. So in my next slide, you see these are the customers, the global customers, giants which are actually depending on ESET for the endpoint security, like we have got Deloitte, Canon, T-Mobile, Honda. We talk about Canon. Canon is our distribution partner in Japan, where it's contributing more than close to 65 million business to the ESET revenue. And then why customers choose ESET? The main reason is about the small footprint. Like if we talk about ESET, it is the smallest resource consumption product we can say, because it doesn't basically hamper customers' environment, or basically it doesn't hamper like their core business area. Then very good protection, detection rate. Then when it comes to the support needs, the cost is on the lower side. It supports all platforms, when we talk about desktop servers, mobile devices, then we have multi-language support available because since we are present in almost all geographies globally, we have got support teams and the quality of customer service, which also plays a very important role in ESET success story. So almost 89% of our customers say, when we had a survey like more than 1,000 users, like this is enterprise space for us. So almost 89% customers say that they definitely recommend ESET to other customers. We have got one of the best retention rate. It's almost close to 90% retention rate, and which is supposed to be very good in the industry when we talk about specifically in the enterprise space. This is something which I would like to highlight. This Gartner Peer Insight survey, which was held in 2019. So almost 253 enterprise customers were surveyed, and they have recommended ESET to be, as a preferred solution. And they, as per their feedback, because of the reliability of the solution, the quality of the support, and the detection rate, which definitely help them to protect their networks in a better way. Now I would like to talk about the product portfolio. So when we talk about endpoint security is our core business, because ESET is known for anti-malware research, but as most of the today's enterprise customers would like to have, they normally depend on the adapter security architecture. So ESET also has got products which actually help them to prevent, detect, respond, and predict. So when we talk about in prevention, we have got this endpoint security, we have got virtualization security again, then we have got encryption, ESET endpoint encryption. So this is one product which was recently launched. And in endpoint encryption, we have got two different versions. One encryption is basically for the ESET customers, and we offer full disk encryption for ESET customers, which basically does not because it offers only full disk encryption. It doesn't offer file and folder or removable drive, but the main objective is basically considering the recent needs, like when the data protection or GDPR is being launched. So it has been a requirement for most of our customers where they needed only full disk encryption. So this specific product can be managed from ESET Security Management Console, the ESMC. And another product which I would like to cover is Safetica Data Loss Prevention. So this is a third-party alliance for us. So we have a global tie with Safetica, which is again a company from Czech Republic, and they have a major focus on SMB and mid enterprises. The advantage with Safetica is like it is one of the easiest product to deploy, because what normally we have seen like DLP deployment is the biggest challenge, because unless customer is very clear about their requirements and what they need to really protect. So this, with Safetica DLP, I can assure that we have successfully rolled out few small projects, of course not very large customers in India, but they have successfully rolled out in less than 3 months' time. Then our major focus today is like these two products, which is ESET Dynamic Threat Defense and ESET Enterprise Inspector. So, ESET Dynamic Threat Defense, or we call it cloud sandboxing. So, what we have seen is that like zero-day threats are more common nowadays. Most of us, like we had, particularly the people who are dealing in endpoint security antivirus product, this is one area where if you go to any customer, so they would definitely ask like how you are going to prevent, when the zero-day threats come. So this is where ESET has come up with a solution which is EDTD, we call it ESET Dynamic Threat Defense, where we offer cloud sandboxing to the customer. So any new threat which is this is typically for the customers who are actually using Microsoft Exchange and as well as endpoint. So if it is Microsoft Exchange, then what advantage they get? Like any new threat comes in, before the email is delivered, like if it is a phishing email, before the email is delivered to the user, it is referred to the sandbox basically, and then what happens? Normally a solution is developed typically within 5 minutes. That is the time which is recorded by ESET. Like within 5 minutes, you get a cure for the solution, and the solution is delivered to the user or to the network. and then that either the action is taken, like if it is an infected email, then it can be removed, and you can save the possible infection to the network. If the customer is not in the Exchange server, still what benefit they get is because with the endpoint, even if it is only endpoint, they are not using an Exchange server, still you can save the possible loss or possible infection that or damage that can cause into the network. So it works in the same way. The only gap is like whatever 5 minutes it probably the email is opened by the user. But of course, after you get the solution, then you can prevent the further damage. So this is ESET hybrid visibility. So how it works basically, we have got multiple layers of threat analysis. One is like simple threat analysis, and the multiple dynamic threat analysis which normally takes place. The detailed result of submission analysis is given to the network, and basically it affects detection on endpoints also. Once a solution is developed, it is available for all the users globally. It's not like it is only useful for that specific network. So that solution is available for all the customers globally. So it adds another manageable layer of protection to ESET endpoint and server security products. So basically what it happens, like whenever, that's how we are developing our the detection rate, which is continuously maintained. The best part is it is fully automatic, because once the EDTD is set or the cloud-based sandboxing is set, then user need not do anything. So whenever there is a new threat which comes into the network, it is automatically taken care by the solution. And this is how you can see a report. Basically, you get a detailed report in your ESMC or security management server with a clear explanation of any specific file, if it was malicious or if it was suspicious. So that information is available to the administrator. So now if we talk about how the normally the breaches take place. So assuming that this is a nice and clean network, and then suddenly you find that okay, you got some infection in the network where the data is being stolen or encrypted. But this doesn't happen suddenly, because there could be some reason how you either there could be a phishing email which comes with the malware which is opened by some of the user, or so how it works basically, like if there is a malware which comes and it comes by email, so it goes to the server. But when it goes to the server, it is not delivered to the user directly. It goes to the cloud sandboxing or EDTD, where it is scanned with multiple engines or detection technologies. And once it is found that it is a malicious email, then automatically action is taken, and then that email is removed. The best part is that once it is done, that specific email has been, it's part of the solution for all the users globally. The next one is malware which comes via USB or other social engineering techniques. So how it takes place, basically, if you consider some point of sale machine, if there is some user who comes with some USB and that point of sale machine gets infected. This happened with one of the retail major in US, where this point of sale machine got infected, and that specific malware was in the system for like few weeks, and which caused a major damage, like it was a tune of like few $1 billion. But in case of EDTD, what it happens, like the moment if there is suspicious activities there, so it referred to the cloud-based sandboxing. This is, here I'm talking about a situation where there is no Exchange server. We're talking about a normal situation, people are using on the endpoint technology. And then it refers to the cloud-based sandboxing for the zero-day threats, and it is developed. So unknown malware removed in 5 minutes instead of 5 weeks. I mean, this is typical benefit what normally customers would have going with dynamic threat defense or cloud-based sandboxing. Now the next product what we would like to launch here, basically announce here, is our EDR, endpoint detection response, which we call it ESET Enterprise Inspector. So what we know, like threats are modified to evade detection, because whatever new threats which are coming nowadays, they are not simple threats, they are based on multiple technologies and very complex technologies. And typically, probably you have heard of like some very known malwares like stuckness and all. So probably they've been able to evade the detection for like few months. So this is very common nowadays, like the malwares try to evade detection. The dwell time until detection is like very, very long. So dwell time is again same thing like the time before it is being detected. Okay, and that is the most critical aspect of this, because if it is not detected in time, it can create a major havoc. Attackers don't just use executable files. I mean, we all know like it's all very complex. There are like fileless attacks. There are other form of malware which is being used. So it is very, very important to have a solution which basically would help the security stakeholders to how they can protect their network from targeted attacks and FTDs. So advanced persistent threats. So again, we would like to just explain like the same way if what we have seen in cloud sandboxing case, in case of EDR, how it's going to, or ESET enterprise inspector, how it is going to protect your network. So assuming that if there is a exploited, there is a web server which has been attacked by some malware, so how ESET would perform? So there are three major things that I would like to talk here is detection, visibility and response. So when we say detection, how we are going to find the malicious activity, because it is very critical to find out, because if you consider a major any network where the security administrator, he has to take care of, now they're going to find out the threats which are there like in the network. So detection is the most difficult part. So then visibility. So monitoring, first of all, identifying the threats, then monitoring what are the threats and how it is affecting the network and what exactly is happening, which are the files which are being affected, and what kind of activities actually are taking place which are affecting like all the users. And the most important part is like response, because if there is a major outbreak or there is a major malware which is affecting your network, so how we are going to block it within time? Are we going to remove it from the network? Are we going to block it? So this is something is very, very important. So how does ESET Enterprise Inspector work? Basically, it collects all the real-time events. Okay, it collects real-time events. It provides extensive filtering and sorting. Why it is important? Because if you have got like tons of data, like really, like many of you probably dealing with SIM or SIM solutions, you understand like it's a big data management solution. You get logs from multiple computers. So it is very, very important to have extensive filtering and sorting, and this can be done by creating rules. Because the major differentiator, what ESET Enterprise Inspector offers, like how you can create rules and then use ESET reputation system. Now ESET reputation system is something like we have got library, which is sandboxing, and then as an administrator you need to understand like how a specific file is behaving, the behavior of the file, and if there is a suspicious activity taking place because of that file, and then if there are any users basically which are being affected or some activities are taking place. So all these are actions which are normally analyzed with the help of ESET reputation systems. Then it gives customers ability to create their own notification rules also. As I said, that we already have like more than 100 plus rules which are there in the system, but customer can customize the rules based on their requirements, based on like notification alerts what they need, and they can actually create a system. So this is very much customizable with a specific objective, because the most critical part is the detection, and then how you can prevent it. Then offers blocking and remediation. So once you identify like the main reason which has been any specific activity, any specific file which is there in the network, then comes the ESET's traditional endpoint security and malware resisting, which will offer blocking and remediation for that specific threat. So this is like, in general, would like to say, how it is going to be different. when we compare with the other EDR solutions. So obviously, yes, it is very easy. When we say easy, I mean when you talk about the console and the deployment part, it is not very difficult. Then the combining behavior and reputation, because we just don't depend on the simple IOC or indicator of compromise kind of fields like other vendors. So we definitely do our research. We combine our the file behavior and the reputation, which is normally there in the database with the administrators. Then easy to understand reason why object was highlighted as not good. So I think with this, the main objective is when the deployment takes place. Okay, because we understand like we have got technology, there are customers who have got they have got their problems with the pain areas, but how we are going to take it to the market. So we are going to have set up our own team here in India who would be actually supporting the partners in terms of the deployment, in terms of the assessing the opportunities and the pre-sales support also. So I think with this I would like to end my presentation. Then the last slide is about multi-layered technology, customization detections, and secure and flexible deployment independent on location network connectivity. So what we say, because we can offer the solution on premise as well as on cloud also. Okay. So I just quickly cover the service portfolio because that is also very integral part. So deployment, upgrade, threat hunting and threat monitoring. Because for any enterprise customer, if you want to have a successful rollout of threat EDR, so I think threat hunting, threat monitoring is the most critical part. So this services basically would talk about, when we talk about threat monitoring, it is real-time monitoring of the threats in the network, so which will be given by us. I quickly just cover this part. The last part is managed detection and response. So that's where we are going to set up our own team in India, which would be actually enabling our partners for the opportunities for both pre-sales and deployment. That's it from my side.